If you are a CEO of a terrible health insurance company and you're watching this video, this is not a good week for you. Because just when it seemed that crazy conservatives would give you many more years of proudly dropping Americans off your insurance rolls and proportionally increasing your profits, that it seems there are two new challenges to the future of your existence. Now, I am always going to be East Coast first. I have to show love for the West Side since both California and Nevada are taking significant steps to giving their states single-payer healthcare, with Nevada on the precipice of doing just so. Few things would make insurance companies more nervous than seeing the most populous state take significant steps to getting single-payer healthcare for its citizens. Now, just a few weeks ago in Sacramento, California State Senate moved forward on single-payer by voting 23-14 to move it to the state assembly. There had to be one weird Democrat who voted against it, probably getting some insurance money, and all the Republicans certainly weren't going to support it, but the Democrats outnumber them, and that's why it moved forward to the state assembly. But California is going to have a really difficult time with passing this bill since the funding mechanisms for it haven't been figured out yet, as well as this bill needing to get waivers from this insane administration. Now, the bill goes to the State Policy Assembly Committee. They have to vote for it by July 14 for it to even have a chance of becoming law this year. If that happens, then it goes into the whole entire assembly in Sacramento. If they vote to approve it, then it goes back to the state senate as they look at the funding mechanisms for the bill, which is very key now. If they vote to approve it, then it finally goes to Governor Jerry Brown's desk. Now, Governor Jerry Brown has become quite the skeptic over single payer after he supported it in the early 90s, but it will be complete insanity and political malpractice if he decides to actually veto his own party and his own basis bill. And one thing about Jerry Brown that is at least a constant from his days 2 decades ago is the fact that the man isn't a lunatic. And despite him having no public fervor to support this bill and how he internally hopes that the bill dies in the assembly, he will certainly sign it if it comes to his desk because he knows the ramifications if he decides to veto his own party and his own basis bill. Now, how the state of Cali has so many more steps to go for it to even get to their governor's desk. Nevada already has their bill on Governor Brian Sandoval's desk. Now, Governor Sandoval, the Republican, has until Friday, June 16, to either sign the bill into law or veto it. If he takes no action on the bill, then the Nevada Care Plan will automatically become law and go into effect on January 2019, right after Sandoval's term as governor is completed. Now, though Sandoval isn't the most conservative or extremist nutcase Republican governor that you may know, and he is taking positions that go against the extremist elements of the right wing, he's still a dishonest Republican and could face the consequences of supporting this law if he has ambitions for higher office, which is a presidential run in the future. Still, his quotes about this bill leave the room open to him possibly signing the bill into law, especially since, at least in the state of Nevada, he won't have to answer for it as it will be implemented after he leaves office. To quote Sandoval, he said, "I will review the final language this week and work with healthcare experts to evaluate how this would impact the current market, potential state costs, and risks, make a determination if this is needed, and whether or not this is something that can be effectively implemented." Now, those words show that Sandoval is still going to always look at this as a conservative free market Republican, let's make money for the insurance company's perspective instead of just giving Americans basic health care that's rational and morally the right move to do. And why it would be still very shocking if he does sign that bill into law and give a leftist principal a Republican governor's approval and ruin his chances of being a Republican nominee for president in the future. Now, Nevada being so close to single payer healthcare was only possible because of the lunatics over in the House GOP and their obsession of trying to repeal Obamacare for good. Once they saw that the House GOP was able to get that vote to move their bill to the Senate and continue their crazed determination of wanting to have many Americans uninsured, Nevada Democrats knew that they had to take some action swiftly and do the action that was required to hit back on conservative, deranged ideology. Now, normally we are all about transparency and how it's important for our politicians to debate important, massive, life changing bills. But when you also know how the parties stand on an issue, it really is a waste of time in regards to hearing their words and sometimes grandstanding when they debate an issue. That's why it was a little refreshing to see that there was no floor debate on this issue as the vote went down party lines with Democrats controlling both of the chambers and why the bill is now on Governor Sandoval's desk. Now, hopefully for Nevada's sake, their single-payer ambitions don't go the same way as Vermont's did, because Vermont, through vociferous grassroots support, got a single-payer bill passed. Unfortunately, then Democratic Governor Peter Shimlin didn't seem like he wanted to finance it properly. He went and got Jonathan Gruber, the ACA expert, to come in regards to thinking a strategy to finance the bill along with other dubious figures, and it led to Vermont trashing their single-payer bill that had got massive grassroots support for so many years. Again, despite just being 4 pages long, many consider the Nevada Care Plan an ambitious and an unprecedented plan, and it truly represents a Medicare for All program. There is no doubt that this is a very nervous week for the likes of Kaiser Permanente, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, Cigna, and any other horrible insurance company out there. We'll see what Governor Brian Sandoval decides to do with the Nevada Care Plan on his desk. For TYT Politics, I'm Andrew Jones.